Imagine a world where the United States and Russia descend into war. What would that look like? As unthinkable as it may seem, it's a question we find ourselves compelled to explore. In our quest for understanding, we're venturing into a realm of high stakes and profound implications, a realm where the echoes of history and the realities of today collide. Our journey will traverse the battlegrounds of past wars, revealing lessons etched in blood and time. We'll navigate the intricate web of current alliances, examining the global chessboard where nations stand as pieces. We'll assess the towering might of military strength, where technology and strategy dictate the balance of power. And finally, we'll scrutinize the leaders at the helm, the architects of fate in this hypothetical clash of titans. To comprehend the potential outcomes of such a conflict, we must first delve into the history of past wars. So let's take a step back and travel into the annals of time. The history of warfare between the United States and Russia is fraught with tension and rivalry. The intricate dance of power and ideology has led these nations through a myriad of conflicts, each leaving indelible marks on the global landscape. Let's take a step back in time to the post-World War II era. This period saw the emergence of the Cold War, a war of ideologies rather than armies, where the United States and Russia, then the Soviet Union, faced off in a tense standoff that lasted for over 4 decades. This was not a war of battles and bloodshed, but of threats, espionage, and proxy wars. The Cold War taught us that the two superpowers could engage in a protracted conflict without a direct military confrontation, thereby avoiding a potential global catastrophe. Then there was the space race, a distinctly different battlefield, but a battlefield nonetheless. This competition for supremacy in space exploration was a testament to the technological prowess and national pride of both nations. Here, we learned that warfare between these two giants could also take the shape of technological competition, with each nation striving to showcase its superiority. The Cold War also saw a series of smaller proxy wars, where both nations backed opposing sides in several regions around the world. From the jungles of Vietnam to the deserts of the Middle East, the United States and Russia projected their power and influence through others. These proxy wars underscored the fact that the rivalry between these two nations often had far-reaching effects on the global stage, affecting nations far removed from the epicenter of this power struggle. In essence, the past teaches us that warfare between the United States and Russia is not merely a matter of troops and tanks. It's a complex tapestry of ideologies, technological competition, and geopolitical maneuvering. These historical events have shaped the current state of relations between the two nations. In the game of global politics, allies can play a crucial role. Let's dive into the alliances that currently exist between nations and how they could potentially shape the tide of a conflict between two superpowers, the United States and Russia. On one side, we have the United States, a key member of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, better known as NATO. This intergovernmental military alliance comprises 29 other nations, including military heavyweights such as the United Kingdom, France, and Germany. The Collective Defense Clause in NATO's charter implies that an armed attack against one member is considered an attack against all. This means that the United States could potentially call upon a substantial force if it found itself in conflict with Russia. On the other hand, Russia is a leading force in the Collective Security Treaty Organization, or CSTO, a 6-member military alliance that includes nations like Armenia, Belarus, and Kazakhstan. While smaller in size than NATO, the CSTO is not to be underestimated. Its members have pledged to defend each other in the event of an external attack, presenting a united front. Beyond these formal military alliances, both nations have a vast network of diplomatic partnerships. The United States, for instance, has strong bilateral ties with countries like Japan, South Korea, Israel, and Australia. Russia, too, has cultivated relationships with nations such as China, India, and Iran, who could provide strategic advantages in a potential conflict. However, it's important to note that alliances are not static. They can shift and evolve based on changing geopolitical landscapes and interests. A conflict of this magnitude could lead to unexpected alliances and divisions, adding another layer of complexity to this hypothetical scenario. In conclusion, the alliances that the United States and Russia have nurtured over the years could significantly influence the course of a potential conflict. The support of allies can tip the scales in favor of one side or the other. Allies are not just additional forces on the battlefield, but also provide strategic advantages, resources, and geopolitical leverage, all crucial elements in the game of global politics. Military strength is a critical factor in any war scenario. So let's examine the military capabilities of the United States and Russia, putting aside nuclear weapons for now. The United States, often dubbed as the world's police force, boasts the largest defense budget on the planet. This financial muscle allows for a massive active duty force, advanced technology, and a global presence. The US military is renowned for its cutting-edge technology, from stealth bombers to unmanned drones and cyber warfare capabilities. The US Navy's aircraft carriers, symbolizing American hard power, give the United States the ability to project force far from its shores, a strategic advantage that cannot be underestimated. On the other hand, we have Russia, a military powerhouse in its own right. While not matching the US in terms of defense spending, Russia compensates with a focus on asymmetric warfare, leveraging what they have to maximum effect. Their military doctrine emphasizes on creating a highly mobile force that can respond swiftly to conflicts. Russia also has a reputation for advanced missile systems and electronic warfare capabilities, which could potentially disrupt an enemy's command and control systems. But a military isn't just about its weapons and technology. It's also about the people who serve. The United States has a highly professional military, with rigorous training programs and a focus on individual initiative. Russia, meanwhile, relies heavily on conscription, which can limit the quality of its personnel, but it also maintains a cadre of highly trained professional soldiers. Moreover, geography plays a vital role too. The US, with its numerous overseas bases, can project power globally. Russia, though geographically vast, has fewer options to project power beyond its immediate region. In summary, the United States and Russia both possess formidable military strengths. The United States has the edge in terms of technology, global reach, and spending, while Russia excels in mobility, missile technology, and the ability to wage asymmetric warfare. The balance of military power can greatly affect the outcome of a war. The strategies and decisions of the leaders in charge can make or break a war. As we delve into the realm of leadership, we find two distinct individuals at the helm of these superpowers, both with their own unique styles and approaches. On one side of the Atlantic, we have a leader who embodies the essence of pragmatism and diplomacy. They're a seasoned politician, with decades of experience navigating the complex web of international relations. This leader is known for their measured approach, often favoring dialogue and negotiation over outright confrontation. In a war scenario, it's likely that they would exhaust all diplomatic avenues before resorting to military action. Furthermore, they'd likely employ a strategy that leverages the strength of their allies, seeking to form a united front against any adversary. On the other side, we have a leader who is a master tactician, known for their assertive and decisive style. This leader's political stance is one of nationalistic pride, often prioritizing their country's interests above all else. In a war scenario, they would likely adopt an aggressive strategy, utilizing their military might to its full extent. However, they're also pragmatic, understanding that a war is not just won on the battlefield, but also in the court of public opinion. Therefore, they would likely manipulate information and use propaganda to sway the narrative in their favor. These contrasting leadership styles could result in a chess game of epic proportions, where every move is calculated and the stakes are incredibly high. Each leader would have to navigate the treacherous waters of war, making decisions that could potentially alter the course of history. While their styles differ, both leaders share a common understanding of the immense responsibility they bear. They know that their decisions can lead to triumph or tragedy, peace or pandemonium. The strategies they choose, the alliances they form, and the battles they decide to fight could all determine the outcome of this hypothetical war. The leader's decisions can have far-reaching consequences. In a world teetering on the brink of conflict, the choices made at the top could either pull us back from the precipice or push us over the edge. Given all these factors, what might happen if the US and Russia went to war today? Let's traverse the path of speculation, bearing in mind that this is purely hypothetical. The US, with its advanced technology and extensive network of allies, might initially have an upper hand. Russia, however, with its formidable military and strategic geographical location, would put up a fierce resistance. A conventional war of this magnitude could potentially drag on for years, draining both nations of their resources and causing widespread devastation. The global economy would be in shambles. Political alliances would be tested, perhaps even shattered. The human toll would be immeasurable. However, this is not a prediction, but a warning. A stark reminder of the catastrophic consequences of war. It underlines why diplomacy, dialogue, and mutual respect must always be our first line of defense. While this is a grim scenario to consider, it underscores the importance of diplomacy and peaceful relations between nations.